Yeah. I say it's no love lost. I say it's no love lost. We clocking in, taking no time off. It's no love lost. I say it's no love lost. We lost again, but it's not your fault. It's no love lost. Yeah.
Welcome back to No Love Lost TV. It's your boy JP. I want to say thank you guys for rocking with us. Thank you for still being with us. Today's episode, man, we got my boy Mike with Raza Inc. A little bit about Mike. Me and Mike really is we went to high school together. Your senior year, right?
Yeah, senior year.
At Rio Grande.
Senior year, actually.
Was it your junior year?
Yeah, junior and senior year.
Okay. Damn, bro, it's been a minute.
Yeah, it's been a long time. Long time coming, let me tell you that.
Man, so let's get into it, man. What was where did you grow up? Kind of, give us a little bit of a backstory about you.
Pretty much grew up on the southwest part of Albuquerque. Went all over. Went to Cibola for a little bit. Albuquerque High, hit some nice school classes, and ended up at Rio Grande. Kind of where all the troublemakers end up. It was cool. We had fun with it. High school was fun. Like I said, we met Josh to play some football together, play some sports, caused a little havoc along the way.
Went cruising, bro. I remember when you had that red Dodge.
Yeah, cruising, hitting the streets.
You said sneak me in the camper, bro.
Well, you're a youngster. I got to get you out of school somehow.
Bro. That was the only way we were able to get out of school was to put me in the back of the camper, bro.
We had some good times all the way through, cruising, playing ball, fighting, doing wild ass shit. It was cool.
Yeah,
it was fun.
It was definitely cool. So what, man, it's crazy to see like where you came from, like as far as business.
Oh, it drives me crazy all the time just to sit back and think how far we've both come. You know what I mean? You've been doing this podcast for just a little bit, and I'm honored to be on it right now. Like I said, we were trying to link up for a while.
Yeah, it's been a minute. But, man, I remember whenever you just started, bro, like, well, I remember whenever we were working together and it was kind of like, we would both always ask each other, what was our big plans? Because we knew that wasn't everything, you know what I mean?
We were just trying to make a quick buck, and we can make a quick buck.
And I remember you told me you wanted to go to, I think, MIT.
MMI.
Or MMI.
That was the goal, yeah.
And I was like, for what? Like, you could do it all. You know what I mean? Like, you don't got to go. And you're like, nah, I think I'm going to go.
Yeah.
And then I remember you started doing stuff out of your garage. And that's when it kind of
started going a little more official. The big thing is I was already booked up to go to MMI. A lot of people don't know that. Because I was already hooked up, classes, schools, the whole nine. I was blessed to find out I was going to have my first son, so priorities took a different road. The knucklehead shit and getting in trouble and being wild, that kind of took a pump the brakes real quick.
Yeah,
and being a family man kind of changed it. And then following your passion, like a big thing for me is I didn't want my kid to grow up seeing dad hate life and hate where he was working, and that wasn't me. That wasn't who I was. So that pushed me a little bit harder to chase my dream and follow my passion and build something and just get it out of the mud.
Yeah, I agree, bro. Like, it kind of sucks because, like, my children saw me, like, hate life, or, you know what I mean? Like, not hate life, but, just hate where I was working. Yeah, like,
no, I got it.
Like, I hated it. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I wasn't always the happiest guy, you know what I mean? Like, because you go to work, you come home, and you're like, man, fuck that job, you know what I mean? And
and then it flows over into the work.
It's hard to separate.
The house life. Yeah, it's different. I get it.
So, like, what was it like? What was it like taking that leap of faith? Putting in your 2 weeks.
Oh shit! I didn't put it 2 weeks, and I just stopped trying to fuck up. But I'm gonna be honest with you. Can I say that on here?
Yeah. No. You're good. No, you're good.
I just stopped trying to fuck up. I was just over it, just fed with it, tired of being depressed and down and upset all the time, and that wasn't me. You know what I mean? How can I judge someone for doing the same shit that I'm doing out here? You know what I mean? That was the biggest thing to me. And I get it, no disrespect to nobody, but you make your ends how you make your ends. And that wasn't how I wanted to make my ends and build my name and my foundation out of it, who I was as a person, period. So when we first opened up Raza, we actually went under a few different names. And a lot of people don't know this. I have one of those names tattooed on my body right now.
Yeah.
And
I know that.
we won't, you know that, yeah.
Yeah,
we won't say no
yeah.
names, but kind of got robbed from me. I was a youngster.
Bulldog, dude.
Yeah, bulldog me a little bit. They had a little more paper and it chipped up a little bit more than I was.
Yeah.
And that's pretty much it. But end of the day, we come up and we all sat down as just homies in a group. And what are we? We're Raza. That one word describes everything. That describes your culture, your people, your family, who you are. That's the whole raps right there.
That's us.
And that's what we try to do inside my shop. Like, for example, I got this dude. He's my head tech. His name's T. He's works hard. He's from Zuni Pueblo. First time I met the kid, man, I was like, this dude don't know how to turn wrenches. This dude has no flavor to him whatsoever.
There's no sauce.
Yeah, he's a youngster. He's cool, but let's see where he's at. So I gave him a shot, and then to hit it up, that's his bike. He's rolling harder than me right now. You know, I have another homie working up in here. His name's Benzo. His artwork's off the chain. When I found him, kind of found me actually. He came in. He was raw talent. I could see something in him that most people just kind of overlooked. But he's fucking stepped up 100.
Now I see a lot of his work. I know like he's more like forefront than T is. Like you don't really like, you know what I mean? Like you don't really see T's work, you know what I mean?
Oh,
like,
yeah, behind the scenes,
yeah, behind the scenes. So, but shit, I know just for me being here a little bit, cause shit, whenever No Love Lost first started, you know what I mean? Like I kind of came to you because you were probably one of the first homies that I knew that left the 9 to 5 to, you know what I mean?
To go work 100 hours a week.
Yeah.
You give up 80 to go work 100. Yeah, that's how it goes.
But you know what I mean? You were like, hey, like shit, I got a couple machines up top. You know what I mean? Like if you want to use them, come learn how to use them.
And that's a good thing. Like, and not even like to pump my horn or pat me on the back, dog. It's just looking at like you're one of the homies we've had for years, and we may not always see eye to eye, and we bump heads, and it is, but that's part of being boys and brothers, and you're gonna fucking bump heads, and you're gonna knuckle up, and at the end of the day, you squash it and you move forward. You know what I mean? Like,
well, shit, I'm forever grateful for, you know what I mean? Like you helped me get started. You know what I mean? You helped me. Hey, we could at least cut down the cost a little bit. I know you just left your job, like. You know what I mean? You didn't.
But if the shoe was on the other foot, you do it for me.
For sure.
Hands down.
Oh,
right?
yeah, for sure.
That's it. Like, that's why I was so wanting to be on this podcast and checking it out and wanted to be a part of it because I see you growing so much. And from where we're from, you either make it or you fall flat on your face. Like, that's just how it goes.
I think rarely where we make, like, where we're from, like, maybe now it's a new age. There's a lot more entrepreneurs now. But like back in the day, it was really like you played defense instead of playing offense. You know what I mean? Like you learned how to survive instead of learn how to live. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Like you didn't take no risks.
You had to work for the city. You had to be a trash man.
Yeah, that 20-year retirement.
Parks and Rec. You had to have a retirement and a pension. In our generation, we have something different. We have investments. We have stocks. We can play
about all that shit.
So many different realms. And that's the thing is like it's funny when we come up from where we came from. I'm just gonna put it out there. We came from the South Valley.
Yeah.
Most people, when they see someone, how do I say this professionally in the right correct way? I'm just gonna put it out there. When they see me roll up, tattooed and thugged out, big chain, big beard, hair either in the hat or slicked back, I get the typical stereotype. Oh, that's a drug dealer. Yada.
Yeah.
And the thing with it is shit, I just played golf with Taiwan this week. You know what I mean? Come on, I'm a country club dude now.
Yeah,
so I never forgot where I came from, so I still roll in with my Dickie shorts, my J's, socks pulled high, and my fucking tailor-made clubs. We go play some golf, we talk some business. And nowadays it's different. You can look a certain way as long as you can present yourself and talk professional and hold yourself and know what you're talking about. You know what I mean? You'll be all right in the world. I know our OGs and our mentors, they were so stuck on you have to follow the ABC rule. Yeah. You gotta go to school, you gotta get in the city, you gotta have a retirement, la-di-da-di-da, so on and so forth. Have kids, make a family, all that stuff. We did a little bit different. But we're succeeding.
No, I mean, definitely shit. I know I did it a whole lot backwards, but you know, like
That's part of life and learning, though.
That's it, bro. Like one thing I've learned is like, shit, like everyone's journey is different. You know what I mean? Like I used to compare my life to like a lot of people. You know,
That's the big. And I told you that before.
And
that's the biggest negative you can do for someone.
I used to compare my life to you. I used to compare my life to my cousins, and then hearing, you know, my pops in this year, like, where you at? Where you at? You know what I mean?
You're losing the race. You're losing the race.
Yeah,
it's not a race, damn it. It's not a race.
And that's why, like, I really sat down with this last shirt that I created was
drop.
Yeah, so it was inspired by Nipsey Hussle. You know what I mean? He was a big influence on my life, not just because I listen to his music, but just what he taught me. You know what I mean? From cryptocurrencies to, you know what I mean, business, man. And it just says it has the victory lap on it in the back, and it says run your own marathon. You know what I mean?
That's it. Yeah.
And to me, it was like live your own life. You know what I mean? Like stop comparing your life to everybody.
Because you'll never get that. You'll never
Exactly. So you know what I mean? Like that was big for me. It's done pretty well just on pre-orders, you know. So we're doing that, man, and it's I just hated it, bro. Like I hated comparing myself to everybody. And it's easy to say not to do it, but you know what I mean? Like when
Everybody
you just,
does it.
Yeah, when you just have that.
You do. I still do it to this day. And I gotta check myself and know that, hey man, I can't do that.
I think that's the biggest thing too, is whenever you can be raw with yourself and you can check yourself.
Yeah.
And be like, hey bro, like
that's a big
cut
thing.
it out, you know what I mean? Like
Yep.
then you're like, okay, like all right.
I think a good thing with it is too, and it's a bad thing. Don't judge yourself, don't beat yourself down so much, but you gotta have a couple mentors that you look up to and you strive, because you are who you associate yourself with.
Yep.
If you don't associate yourself with bosses, gangsters, and the top dogs, you're just another weak link in the chain.
I saw this quote the other day. It said, don't listen to someone that doesn't have the life that you want.
Mm-hmm.
And for me, that was probably the hardest thing for me. You know what I mean? Like I was always listening to people who, you know, play the conservative route. You know what I mean? Like,
and you don't get there. Scared money don't make no money.
Go get a job here. No. I mean, one thing I learned that was from like, you know, trading foreign currencies. Like I would be real timid, and I would trade like $1 here, $1 there. And I was like, I was telling my boy who's my mentor in that. I was like, bro, I'm barely breaking even at, you know, beginning of the month. He's like, well, how much are you risking? You know what I mean? I was like $1. And he was like, bro, like
you can't get a bag of Cheetos for that shit.
Yeah, he was like, bro, come on now. You know what I mean? Like he's like, you know, everything is like, you know, they're trading with you, so they're risking, you know, $3,000 on a trade, and you're risking $1. Like, you know what I mean? Like you
put some skin in the game.
Yeah, you know what I mean? So I said, fuck it. Like one time, I was down to like my last $50. I almost blew up my account, and I said, "Fuck it! What's the $50? You know what I mean?" And I hit that bitch for it was for like, I think I profited like $45.
Yeah.
So I got $95, and I just, you know, my account started building up.
50's already
compounding,
gone,
you know what I mean?
So I'm gonna keep this 45 in my savings.
For
I'm
real.
gonna gamble with this 50, and then you just so on and so forth.
Compounding and, you know, like things like that. So just trading has taught me a lot. What do you guys got going on? Well, I know what you do for the community. I know, you know, the ways that you give back. You know, with this whole COVID thing, I don't know how that's gonna affect your.
It's
your
affected
plans.
us a little bit. You know what I mean? Last year I was super blessed to get locked that deal down with APS. Albuquerque Public Schools, we were able to go in the classroom and build a bike with the kids. COVID hit in May, and pretty much they pulled the plug on us. I did sit back down with APS this a couple weeks ago actually, and they're gonna let us go back in once schools opened up. So we're hoping at the beginning of the year we can get back in there and continue the program. Kind of pick up where we left off. You guys know I'm a sucker for kids. Anything they really need. I wasn't able to do my Dress for Success this year.
Yeah.
My backpack, school clothes drive, all that stuff didn't really go through just because of COVID. But best believe when school does open back up and it's time to go, we will be having some little get-togethers and shindigs and stuff to keep that rolling. You know what I mean? This year we're gonna kind of switch the light a little bit. I'm actually gonna let you on a little secret nobody really knows about. You are gonna be the first one to hear this. We're working on a nonprofit, so we're gonna do a full-fledged nonprofit. Got a little bit in the works. We're gonna steady keep clothes, food, snacks, cleaning supplies, hygiene is a big thing
For the
right
kids
now.
or
For the kids, just for the kids. It's gonna be strictly kids. And then it's going back West Side, South Valley area, and kind of go from there. I got a few things in the works though, so we just need to get past this little COVID bullshit and then spread our wings again.
Yeah, I know that you're talking about nonprofit, and I said this in one of my episodes, the last one actually, is I actually want to do a nonprofit as well, and it's basically helping kids become young entrepreneurs, really showing them, you know, the power behind an LLC, especially a tenured LLC. You know what I mean? If like we did it for my kids, my son, he's 11, so whenever he graduates, he'll have an LLC that's 7 years tenured. You know, he could get a job, part-time job, go to the bank, say, hey, I have a part-time job, I make X amount of money, I have no bills, and I have a tenured LLC. Can I get a $50,000 loan? So with that $50,000 loan, one, he could start up a business, or two, he could go buy one of these rundown homes
For a bit and keep moving.
for 30 G's, put 20 G's into it, and fucking, you know, he's up and winning. Like, I think those are just the things that I've learned about, you know, financial wealth and financial freedom.
A big thing with that is no one's taught us that. That's
not.
like the way, like, we were brought up. It was check to check. It was tight. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, you ain't getting no
and fucking weenies,
yeah,
bro.
you ain't getting no toys 2 months before Christmas because you better get your Christmas gift. You know what I mean? Like that was what it was. So to be able to show your kids a different way and be able to set them up in a way that they can be successful for life is one of the greatest keys. You know what I mean? And don't get me wrong, we still have to teach them how to work and how to grind and how to get dirty. Because you know well that I know, we just got done talking about someone this morning. Like I said, I don't speak on men that ain't present.
Yeah.
But we got done talking about someone, and this homie had a silver spoon, man. He had the world by the balls. And he knew he had the world by the balls.
Oh, yeah.
And right now,
he could have done so much, bro.
Yeah.
Just like, because I see him like a hustler. You know what I mean? Like, he would, you know what I mean?
on it, grinding, getting here, there. He had his fingers in everything.
I mean,
Everybody
I stayed
loved
away
him.
for a while, and it was just like, whoa, you know what I mean? But it's you see those two different sides of getting it out the mud, and you value everything you grinded for, and, you know, something that was
Handed to
here,
you.
you know what I mean? Here.
And don't get me wrong, we have other homies too that own businesses, and Daddy hooked them up. But they took it and they ran with it and they provided with it and they kept it going.
I don't hate on that at all.
And it's what you want to make of it, you know what I mean? Like, I'm trying to give my boys the best I possibly can without giving them too much and tainting them, I guess you could say.
Yeah, no.
You know what I mean?
I agree 100%.
Like, sometimes they gotta fall and you gotta let them fall. And as a dad, you step back and watch that shit, and it hurts, but you know it's only for the best and it'll make them tougher.
It's funny that you say that, because like my oldest boy, man, he was like for 3-4 years, bro, he was a knucklehead in school, you know what I mean? Like, he was, hard-headed, theco, bro, you know what I mean? Like, wouldn't listen, like.
Well, they say payback sometimes worse, right?
yeah,
right.
for real. No, but like, I'll be like, he's like, I'm failing, you know, and I'll be like, man, because he's, you know, he's being a class clown or whatever, you know what I mean? And
he wants attention.
I talked to the teacher, and teacher's like, nah, like, he'll just sit there, like, he'll just sit there and chill. I'm like, well, like, you know, let him. But now, like,
he's here now. He just don't want to do the work.
Yeah, but now, like, we got him into a school that fits what he wants. You know what I mean? Like, we really had to get down, and I think maybe this is just, I don't want to say a privilege, but you know what I mean? Like, we didn't have this.
Yeah.
Where our parents really sat down and say, okay, mijo, what is it that you like? You know what I mean? What is it that you're interested in? Instead of just, you know what I mean? Like,
and I did, like, well, my mom's been in the education game her whole life.
Yeah.
So, like, I always had go home, do homework, then you go hit the streets and you can play whatever. Until you get that age, you know what I mean, middle school, then it's kind of like, yeah, whatever. So you have, like, that, and like I tell all the homies with kids, you got that baby stage up into about 5th, 6th grade. After that, these homies don't want nothing to do with us. They don't want to crawl up in the bed and be like, yo, dad, let's fucking kick back. Or
No.
They don't want to hang out. So we got that short amount of time to be able to feed them everything we can and take as much knowledge from them as we give to them.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because they're smart little shits.
Our kids will teach us
yeah,
shit
they're
more
smart
than
little
anything.
shits. The other day, like just for example, like my kid's smart, bro. He picks up on shit that I don't even pick up on. He's like, well, Dad, why is that dude acting like that? And I was like, well, that's him. You know what I mean? And he's like, well, it's different, man. Like I can't really get into the story too much with it, but they pick up on so much little shit that you don't even realize. You know what I mean? And it checks you that he's like, well, boys aren't supposed to act like that. You know what I mean? And I was like, yeah, I get it. But everybody's their own person and does their own thing. But it's crazy, man. It's hard with kids. It's hard with just living life now, especially like with this COVID shit going on. You're stuck with them 24/7. They can't go
tough, bro.
hang out, bro. Peter Piper's like that shit. Wind them down a little bit. Shit don't work like that.
I told my daughter the other day, or yesterday, to her, make sure you ask your teacher if she's at school so I can at least drop you off. She could at least have one kid.
Yeah.
Because I need a break. Nah, but you know what I mean? Like, it's
You know, that's a big thing as we say right now. Is like, I just mentioned my mom's been in the education game her whole life, right? Everybody out in Albuquerque right now, I don't know where you're at and you're listening to this shit. When these kids go back to school and it comes time for these teachers to get a raise and they put in for the board and to get a raise, I want all y'all motherfuckers to remember how hard it was to teach your kid, watch your kid, feed your kid all day long for this little COVID time.
Remember that little Johnny wasn't such a sweetheart. No,
yeah,
the
Porejito me shit, that's out the window.
No, for real.
That's out the window.
Like,
so give these teachers a break, man. They have one of the hardest jobs with the biggest responsibility.
Underpaid like crazy.
And underpaid like shit.
Yep, I agree, bro. I have a couple friends and family that are in the education system too, so I can kind of.
I don't even know how they make it, man. I don't know how my mom was a single mom and she took care of me on a teacher salary.
And then on top of that, taking care of other 20 kids, you know what I mean? Like, shit.
So all y'all remember that when it comes time to vote and where our money's going, taxpayer money.
I think that's the big thing too.
Education
is we have to vote, bro. Like, I mean, change starts here.
Yeah, I get it. And I'll be honest with you, man. I ain't never voted in my life. I'll be honest with you. I pay my taxes. I do my little Uncle Sam jump through his hoops or whatever, but I need to take more effort into politics and get there with it. You know what I mean? I'm so heavily involved with just the community, the lowrider scene, you know what I mean, the art game. Very heavily involved. You know what I mean? I kind of had a year off from all of that stuff this year, just with COVID. You know, kind of kicked back on our shows, our exhibits, all that good stuff. But
wasn't going 1,000 miles an hour.
Yeah, that's one thing I think I should look into a little bit more is the politics and that kind of. I think they're all full of shit if you ask me though.
They're all crooked. They're all crooked in their own way. You know what I mean? But
everybody's out for it. I get it. But
you know, back to the kids. It's and the way not necessarily the way we were raised, but just some of the things that we may have seen. You know, it was my wife's birthday over the weekend, so you know we were rough housing. You know what I mean? You know, I was trying to whoop her ass for her birthday and stuff, and my daughter comes in and you know she thought we were fighting or what, but she was like, "You guys are the worst couple ever," you know what I mean? And I was like, "Why?" She goes, "Because you guys are always fighting, like you guys are always play fighting," and like my wife got real hurt about it.
Yeah,
and she was
because
like,
they're old enough to snap on that shit.
But me, like it kind of made me feel kind of good, and you know we had a discussion after, and she was like, well, why would that make you feel good? And I was like, if my daughter sees that's the worst couple ever. Yeah. Like compared to some of the things that we've seen or heard from homies, you know what I mean? Like if that's what she thinks the worst thing ever, like you know we're doing something right.
We're all right.
Yeah, because you know we ain't fighting, throwing stuff. You know what I mean? Like if you know. Yeah. So I think it's really back to the kids, you know, and just the way that we're raising the future. You know, it's
a lot of people don't like I have a couple homies and all my boys, all of us got kids now. You know what I mean? It's just what it is. It's life. We're all grown up. Yeah, all of us have kids. My homie's wife posted some shit the other day, and it really, really hit home with me. And the post was just a little meme or whatever, but the meme said, "My kids are so well behaved," or something like this. "My kids are so well behaved they act right in public, but they're comfortable enough around mom and dad to come home and act like little shits because they can let their hair down." And I was like, that's cool, man. Like that shows that your kid's able to respect you, respect himself or herself, however it goes.
Carry themselves
in public, carry themselves correctly. But when they come home, man, they gonna kick the shoes off, throw the socks on the fucking counter, and then boogie. You know what I mean? Like, yeah. So that shows a lot. And there's a few of us that they get it. And then I got homies with kids, and I'm like, God damn, man, can I watch your kid for a weekend? Because that kid needs some structure in his life.
Bro, I couldn't. Yeah, no, for real. Like, I don't know. I definitely agree. Like, I think the best compliment ever is whenever some strangers you don't know, they're like, hey, I just want to say you guys are doing a good job. Your kids
that's just cool, man.
Your kids are very well.
There's always some old little Chicana lady.
Yeah.
Always, huh?
Yeah, it always
with
is,
their loaf
bro.
of bread, bro, at the grocery store. Yeah, I've gotten that one a couple of times. That's cool.
So I think next thing I want to get into, what keeps Mike going? Like, what drives you? I mean, I know family, everything like that, but
that's always been my number one priority is taking care of my family. Hands down, that's it, straight up. On the other end, when I started this corporation in Raza, it wasn't to get famous. It wasn't to stack money and have the biggest bank account in town. Like, that wasn't it. If it comes with it, fuck yeah, I'm rolling with it, man. That's cool. But my biggest thing is to stay true to my roots, where I'm from, and never sell out. And you all hear me say this shit 100 times, man. West side part of Albuquerque, Southwest, that's us. A lot of people look down on us in low riding and Chicano culture. I'm gonna put it to you like this: have you ever seen a Chicano movie? Chicano, if I can't even talk right now, you're gonna have to cut that one out. I'll put it to you like this: have you ever seen a Chicano movie with a Chicano man that did something productive in it?
Mm-mm.
You got Blood In, Blood Out. You got American Me. You got fucking La Mission. You got that Lowrider movie just came out. And that one's that's on the fence. What's
that one that just came out with Shia LaBeouf?
Oh man, Shia LaBeouf. Here we go with holes again.
What was that movie called?
Tax Collector.
Tax Collector.
And I peeped that movie about 4 or 5 times already. And I nitpick on shit like this, right?
Yeah.
And check it out. When we sat down with APS. They're like, well, it's lowrider. That's gangster. And of course, I didn't change who I am. I came to him 100. I Dickie shirt, jeans creased, boots, chain, beard, and tattoos. Didn't cover a single one of them up.
Yeah.
Reason being, I walked in there and I told him, I was like, this is what I'm trying to do. I sponsor the Albuquerque Super Show. I've talked to the boys at that end of the table. They're willing to help us out as much as they can. And mad love to them. Artemis Promotions, man, they do so much for me. So much. But back to the meeting. That meeting, in a sense, that day came down so different, I guess you could say, because I walked in there and it was nothing but older, very educated people. And they came to me and they said, well, you're going to do a lowrider bike inside of the school? Like lowrider magazine style? And I was like, yeah. I was like, let me put it to you like this. Lowriding has had a bad rap. Chicano's had a bad rap its whole life. Its whole career, everything. You've never seen, every time you see a drug deal in a movie and the car rolls by, it's a lowrider. Every time you see a dope deal go by, it's a minority. You know what I mean? Sounding back and forth. You got that Tax Collector movie, for instance. Very business structured, very organized from bosses all the way down. Very structured. But it's structured in a negative light. Why couldn't they turn that around and show them owning a business, running a shop? Okay. Let's use La Mission. That movie, for example. It shows, you familiar with the movie?
Mm-mm.
All right. So it's about a dad and a son. Dad's building old cars, works hard, trash man. It's a good movie. But here it comes with the negative again, the stereotypes. Okay. Blood In, Blood Out, same thing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It says we have to live a certain way and be a certain type of way. You know what I mean? The reason I have tattoos all over my body, that's my culture. This is what I am. This is what I've been through. This is my story.
That's it. Cause like I know my tattoos, the very select I have, like they mean something, or they represent a time in my life, or you know what I mean, like it's
exactly. So when I sat down with these people and they're like, you're gonna do a lowrider bike, and I explained to them, look, your average dough man cannot afford a $250,000 car. You know what I mean? Some of these cars rolling on the street are over 100 G's. You know what I'm saying? These are businessmen, entrepreneurs, investors. There's so many different people inside this lowriding game that you're still stuck on that 90s Hollywood gangster, that Hollywood Chicano, that Hollywood lowrider. That's not what it is. I'll be honest with you, man. The people that I know that are up there in lowriding, they're business owners. Yeah, that's what they do on the weekend, and that's their hobby, and that's their passion.
Or they bust their ass on a 9 to 5. You know,
they're hardworking individuals
with the side hustle.
And there's a couple of us, just like in every race, every culture, everywhere in the world. There's gonna be a couple that screwed up for the rest of us. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you're always gonna have your bad apples wherever you go.
It's part of it. But being able to stay true, show your culture, show your artwork, and show the world what we do here at Raza, that's what sets the tone for me. That's what keeps me going every day. You know what I mean? When I was blessed to bring Benzo in, for example, he was my hands. I can build a bike. I can lay patterns. I can tape. I can do it all.
Yeah.
You trying to get me to draw a stick figure?
You could put a
Fuck no, bro.
Yeah.
That stick figure ain't gonna come out too good.
He put your vision to life.
Paper.
You
He
know
put my
what I mean?
vision to paper. And I don't gotta sit with him. You know what I mean? Like Joey Demony, for example. And I don't like speaking on people who ain't present, but that's my brother. When we do pinstriping and leafing, I tell him, throw me something here, throw me something there. Tight line, gangster. Cool.
And see,
he does his thing.
Like when it comes to me, anything like with art, like all my tattoos, like I gave a concept, and the tattoo artist would be like, "Well, what exactly is it that you want?" Mm-hmm. I'm like, "Well, I gave you the concept. Like you're the artist. You know what I mean?
Put that
like,
shit together.
Yeah, exactly.
Put that
You know what I
shit
mean?
together.
Like that's just.
And I've gone through 2 or 3 airbrushers. I've sampled out different stripers. You know what I mean? Like it's just what it is. It's part of the game. It's feeling what flows and what works and what builds your business and your brand better than anything else. I don't have to tell Ben hold his hand while he holds the airbrush gun.
Yeah.
I tell him do this, put this there, collage this here,
or you don't have to go up
and
there
make it up.
Check up on him.
Yeah, and make it up.
Where you at? You know
Same
what I mean?
thing. T. All right, we need air right here. We need some lowering. He's like, oh, let's put this here with that, because now he sees the vision. He sees my vision. He sees what I'm trying to accomplish. It's not cookie cutter. It's not the same thing. Every bike that leaves here, every artwork that leaves here is different, and that's what keeps me moving. Is not to stay the same. I don't want to shop like anyone else where you can just roll in and pick shit off the wall.
Yeah.
No, you want some shit out of here? Get in line and wait, because you're gonna have a one-off piece that no one else
one of one. That's
in
it.
the world is gonna have. You know what I mean? That's just how it goes. But that's what keeps me moving, man. Just staying true to my culture, staying true to who I am, the shit that I like. You know what I mean?
Team.
I like black and grays. I like gray shades. I love my culture. I love my community, and I love my city.
Yeah, it's crazy. Like you talk about culture, and like a lot of people don't know this, but shit, I was pretty much born inside of a lowrider. You know what I mean? Like my dad had a 6.6 Impala.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say the Monte.
Well, no. That came later on in high school. But my dad had a 6.6 Impala.
If you weren't born there, you conceived there, right?
Yeah, one of the two. And
shit.
I remember, bro, being like 3 years old. You know what I mean? And vaguely, we lived in Bernalillo for about like a year and a half, and we lived like right along the ditch. So I tell my dad, blow him, dad. And he had dual pipes. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Rapping.
Yeah, bro. Fucking, you know what I mean? Letting them rip. But like, it's crazy because I didn't know nothing different. You know what I mean? Like I didn't know that wasn't our culture. You know what I mean? Until like I got older. You know, like it's crazy because I got stuck downtown. Well, not downtown, but right there off of Central and Sunset. Like on.
Oh yeah, I got you.
On a Sunday the other night. And it was crazy to me how much the scene has changed because
oh man, it's so different.
I haven't really been in the scene since high school, and there was hot rods, there was rice burners, there was like all kinds of stuff, and it blew my mind because I was like, man, like it kind of hurt me a little bit, you know what I mean? Because it was like
just a piece of you that you lost. You ain't doing it
no
more.
I mean, you still saw your lowriders, you know what I mean? You still saw everything, but it was kind of like, damn, like it's not just lowriders no more. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
it's
you
not
got
just,
bombs.
Yeah.
You have bikes. Like the thing, like, and when I started this business, everybody told me, "You're not gonna make it. You're not gonna make it. New Mexico doesn't have the economy to make it." I was like, "That's fine. I'll go somewhere else to make my money, but I'm gonna stay true to what I want to do."
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I shipped out. I found a couple builds and made some money out of states, and it was cool. Man, I shipped a whole bike in a box all the way to Australia. You know what I mean? Like, that was one of the biggest accomplishments I've ever done.
It's dope. I know, man. Like
But on the other hand, like, our culture and what we are, it's wanted now. It's wanted to be seen. People want to be involved with it. People like it. Fuck, look at Japan, bro. Look at China. You should see their lowrider magazine.
Bro.
Their fucking scene is hot.
popping, bro.
Yeah, it's stupid.
I don't remember how I came part of it.
Australia is the same way. Like, shit. Once this COVID's done, I'm taking an overseas trip. Like, I want to see what that scene looks like in person. Because they're popping fucking minivans and shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
These dudes from Australia hitting me up on Instagram, and we're talking about, like, builds and stuff. And, well, how do you guys do this? And how do you do that? And what's it like down there? And they sent me pictures of their shop, man. And it looks pretty much the same as ours.
That's dope just to see the two different lifestyles.
Oh, it's funny, man.
But
it's
the same culture, you know what I mean? Like the same.
These homies are sending me pictures, and I got this one, and he was just on Instagram. He's like, I built this bike. He's like, I tried to mimic a couple ideas off of yours. Hope you don't mind. This is my finished product. And homie came out cool. He had a soft tail. He stressed some fenders. He threw some bags on it. All garage build. Dude did a really good job. And then he sent me a picture of him and his little Heathel next to it. Man, I could not get over myself. I was like, they have the dopest Vikla, all probably in their little area, right, in Australia. Dope bike, man. This bike was clean. And I see them, and like the bike just did not fit the people. So that's the thing, is our culture and our style is hitting so many different genders and so many different cultures and overseas, and it's cool, man. It's nothing but love and respect. Like, that's
it's crazy
awesome
how
out there doing that
contagious
shit.
it is and non-stereotypical outside of the U.S.
Oh yeah, that's crazy.
Like it's crazy. Like, one of my boys was telling me, like, he's a black guy. You know, he went to Nica, Mexico, because his father-in-law passed.
Okay.
And so he went down there, and he was the only black guy. Like, they've never really seen black people down there. You know?
Oh shit, he's probably getting all kinds of eyeballs out there.
No. He said that they were
cool,
open armed. They were loving
Really?
him. Yeah, they were really understanding with him. You know, because he didn't know that much Spanish.
That's cool, man. See, that's just cool to hear. Why can't we be like that?
No, for
You know what I
so
mean? Like,
so,
and that's just built in our culture. Like, we see something, and we immediately jump on it. Oh, well, that something has to act this way. That something has to talk this way.
for real. Like, he has to carry himself this way.
Yeah.
And so, like he said, even the police down there were greeting him, you know, shaking his hand, asking him how his stay was, you know, if he needed anything, like shit like that.
That's cool.
The minute he came into customs, you know, he's in a Buick on rims, you know, and they pull him off to the side, make him get an X-ray machine twice, pull him out with his kids, you know, and they're over there. The dog got on him, and you know, and he was just like, it was so crazy from the moment that I came to the U.S. Just like that, you know,
Night
like
and day.
it was just
Night and day.
like, and I was like, damn, like it's just crazy to think how stereotypical we are and how
It's crazy, man. You know what? And another thing, like with our community, is we're like crabs in a bucket. And so, like, I'll take it back to like our first chapter. When you reached out and you told me, hey, I want to do this. Can we sit down and you have any business ideas for me? Yeah, fuck yeah, I will. Because I was very, very blessed. Like, when I started in this game, and started hard, because not a lot of people know my background story. But when I started hard and I started coming out and making a name for myself, I had a certain individual who kind of took me under their wing, and he showed me and guided me and told me, hey man, let's make a move here. Let's hold off on this one. Something's a little fishy with that one. Keep moving forward. And he guided me in business quite a bit, and a lot of my success goes to him. But one thing he told me, he's like, within time, someone else is gonna need that hand. So don't pull him down.
Yeah.
Pick him back up. And that shit, if I can help you and you help one more person and so on and so forth, like right now, on my hand right now, and on your hand, from Real Ground, our graduating 4 years, right? There's a few entrepreneurs out there, but there's like 4 or 5 of us right now that are going hard and actually standing, bro, making big stuff happen, bro. Big stuff happen.
I remember, bro, whenever I came here the first time and I told you I'm leaving my job, and you're like, well, what do you have planned? And I was like,
I don't know.
I don't know. You know what I mean? Like, no, but
yeah, and I was mad as shit at you.
Yeah, but
I was.
But
you didn't have a game plan.
No, I didn't. But I remember you saying like, nah, like I mean, I get where you're coming from, but you really need to have something established. You know what I mean? Like you got to start something. You got to figure out what you want. So I stayed at work for another month. You know, but
you didn't work a single hour. You just game planned in your mind what I'm gonna do when I leave.
No, that was it. You know what I mean? Like I showed up, but I was already checked out. But it was just like, what was that game plan? You know,
where am I at? Where am I? Where do I want to be? And what steps do I got to do to get there? That's it.
And I remember the big thing I told you was, man, if I could just last 6 months, you know, like alone by myself, like it'll be cool. And shit, like
homie gets harder every day. These streets ain't easy.
Shit, like it's been 9 months, bro. No job, you know, and it was a milestone for me to hit 6 months.
A big thing with it is everybody says, "Oh, you own your own business. It's great. It's a great thing. Oh man, you make all this money. It's a great thing." You know what? It is a great thing, but it's not for the faint of heart. There's mornings I wake up and I'm chipped. Cool. There's mornings I wake up and there's 17 cents in the fucking bank account.
Yep.
And with that, you can't get scared. You can't give up. You can't throw your hand out. And I have nowhere to run. You know what I mean?
There's been a couple times where I've been like, fuck this.
Yeah, what are you going to do, dog? I got 17 cents in this account. Like, what the fuck is going on? But you get up and you grind another day.
That's it.
And I put my faith in God. And once he tells me, you're going to make it. And I always ask him every morning, every night, put me where I need to be. You know what I mean? Sure. Whether if I'm going to help that person out or that person's going to help me out. Let's be productive today.
Shit, well,
and it's been great, dog. I have had nothing but great people come in my shop. I met a lot of cool people. Yeah, we shoot off a couple of lame-os, but it's been a great run for me. And I hope that everybody has that passion. And, like, I see you doing good, and I hit you up on fucking 2 in the morning when a businessman can't sleep and he's doing research and reading. I'm all, keep it up, bro. Keep hustling. You know what I mean?
For real.
Like, that's
and,
what it is.
And those, like, I think most people don't understand how impactful those words are to an entrepreneur.
Shit.
Like, just
they
like,
pick you up, and it always comes when you need them at the most.
For real. And, like, I tell homies all the time, like, I'm not asking you to buy anything. Like, you know what I mean? Like, that shit will come whenever it comes. You know what I mean? The biggest thing you can do for an entrepreneur is, 1, share his shit, and 2, just give him some fucking words of encouragement. You know what I mean? Just,
keep it going.
Keep it going, dog. Like, I see
and
you,
the true homies will call you out on your bullshit. Mm-hmm. They will tell you, hey, man, you slacked on that one.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They will tell you that shit. And a little constructive criticism is always good.
That's it. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. Like, you have to be okay with, I mean, we're not all perfect.
No, we're human, man. There's going to be errors and boo-boos. And just like I tell anybody in my shop, there's going to be errors. There's going to be issues. It's part of doing custom stuff. You know what I mean? We ain't unwrapping fucking parts here and then throwing them on a bike. Like, yeah, we unwrap them, but we still got to prep them. We still got to paint them. We still got to air them. We got to do all kinds of shit. You know what I mean? Like, it's not bolt on and play.
Yeah.
If the game was like that, everybody would do it. You know what I mean? Like, and don't get me wrong, the homies that are barely getting started and doing this shit in their garage, that's cool, man. Keep the passion alive. But on the other end, there's a right way to do things, there's a wrong. You know what I mean?
Integrity is
yeah, and you just got to try your best every fucking day. Every day you come to work, you clock in, fuck, let's be better than I was yesterday.
I think the biggest thing whenever I started this was I would always try to do something not only different every day, but, like, just try to give it my all every day. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? And it's paid out for me. You know what I mean? Like, it's
balls to the wall. As soon as your foot hit the floor, it's on. It's cracking from that moment until my feet come off the ground.
And, like, you talk about having that 17 cents in your account. I recently just saw you last week, and my van broke down, and bro, I swear I had like $35 to my name, and I was like, it was just kind of at that time where you're like, fuck, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And like, I'm working on 3 jobs, you know what I mean, and I spent money out. Like, yeah, I got deposits, but sometimes, like, you know,
the deposits don't cover the final product. It does not. I'll have anybody know that is trying to build some shit or get some shit done. Man. Your deposit barely covers materials.
If that.
Barely covers materials. Yeah. That shit don't cover labor. That shit don't cover running around.
So, like, I had to break down to my dad because me and my pops, like, he's always like, you know, where you at? You know what I mean? Like, what's
Oh,
going on?
yeah.
Especially now, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, he's riding your ass harder than ever. 'cause-
Yeah, he was like,
Yeah.
you know, what's going on, and we have a better understanding as far as communication now. But like, my water pump locked up on me, and then I fucked up the radiator fucking bracket.
Oh yeah, when you're towing
Towing
you
it,
did
yeah.
it up. Yeah, I got you.
Yeah,
I
and
did that once or twice.
so my dad was like, and I was supposed to meet with someone the next day to pick up some cash, you know, because I had stuff done. And my dad was like, well, go get a radiator. And at that moment, like, I had to tell my pops, like, you know what I mean? Like, hey,
You want from me?
shit ain't all gravy right now, you know what I mean? And for me, like, that was a big pill to be like, you know what I mean? Like,
It sucks, bro. I've done it.
You know what I mean? Like,
but
where you're there and you're like, fuck, how am I gonna make it? I'm gonna fucking break down to that secret stash I got, and if that secret stash is tapped out, then you gotta go hit it. I get it, man. I get it.
And my dad was like, here, you know, here's $100, you know what I mean? Like, go get your radiator. And I was like, all right, like, I'm gonna pay you back tomorrow, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I went back with the cash the next day, and he was like, Josh, like, you haven't asked me for money in years, bro. You know what I mean? Like, if that's one thing I can say about you is like, you don't come with your hand out. You know what I mean? Like,
Yep.
he's like, I know you probably struggle because I'm 50 years old and I still struggle. He goes, but you don't come out with, you know, with your palm open.
I think a big thing of like with that is like it's like I've always told you, and I preach to any of my homies if I've ever been, we don't run tally systems. So one hand washes the other. If you're sitting at my table and you need something, like I was brought up on some crooked ass rules of life, but the crooked ass rules of life got me to where I am.
That makes sense.
What's half of mine? With $500 in my pocket, 50 is yours. Like that's how it should be. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like if you're wrong, you're wrong. I'm still gonna have your back, and then when we're done, I'm gonna tell you, hey, dog, you were wrong, but I got your back. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It's crazy because those same principles, those apply to my marriage now. Like me and my wife not always see eye to eye. And, like, I'll tell her in private, like, hey, you were fucking wrong for that. You know what I mean? But I got your back.
But I ain't gonna call you out in public.
Yeah,
of course,
you know what I mean? Like, but it's, I don't know, maybe that's just the way that we're raised, but it's like.
And it's different, you know what I mean? Like, with me and my wife, I love the lady, man. That's my woman. Like,
Yeah, hell yeah.
she brought me my kids. She's great to me. She takes care of me. Like, I can't really ask for too much more. The thing with it is we don't fight in public. We don't argue in public. Everybody thinks it's gravy. And realistically, we have a fucking great life. I mean, like, I can't lie. I got a good fucking life. But everybody has their little battles and that shit, man. Lock that shit up behind closed doors.
Yeah.
But I'll tell you one thing, and I've told this to straight people in their face. That may be whoever she was to you in the past, but that's my wife. And you will not disrespect her. You will not cross her without retaliation.
No,
and that's just how it goes. You know what I mean?
100%.
That's my lady. That's my everything. But you will not cross her in any means.
The biggest thing I feel like my pops taught me growing up was like, yeah, your family's everything, but the family you created is so much more. Yeah, you
So
know what I
much
mean? Like,
more.
And
You know
like,
what I mean, I got blood I don't even talk to, dog. Like, and you the same way. That's why when you drop this loyalty over love, that shit really hit home. I was like, damn, he put it all in one simple phrase. Like, I got homies that, shit, I built a whole bike for, gave that fucker and gave it to him, man, because he was down on his luck. I was like, we'll raffle it off. We'll get you going. We'll pick you back up on your feet. You know what happens? I catch some motherfuckers buying parts off my fucking business accounts and selling them.
oh my god.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, like,
It's just greedy, man.
like-
It's grimy out there.
you know, like, I'm gonna say it. You know, my mom came to my house like before 4th of July. You know what I mean, with a box of fireworks and stuff like that. And for the longest time, I was like, man, I'm just gonna write my mom a letter. You know what I mean? Like, just get that shit off my chest. Well, like, I hear someone knocking on my door, and like,
She's there where you ran the letter?
and no,
And
like,
what timing is that?
and it was like, I looked through the people, and I was like, oh shit, like, it's my mom. Like, the little kid inside of me was like, you know what I mean, like, open up the fucking door, you know what I mean, like, your mom's here. And then, like, I saw her, and like, she saw me, and it was kind of like, and she was like, here, son, like, you know, and I was like, I closed the door, and Desiree was
She
like,
comes in?
no.
Oh, I was like, that's probably gonna kill her.
No. Desiree was like, was that your mom? And I was like, yeah. And like, I was sitting there kind of And I told Desiree, I was like, you know what? I'm gonna go outside. Like, I gotta talk to her. You know what I mean? And she was like, no. Like, I don't want you fighting. And I was like, nah, like, this ain't even like that. Like, this is for me. You know what I mean? Like,
I'm gonna get shit off my chest.
Yeah, like, I got some shit off my chest. And so she was already pulling off. I waved her down. She came in, or she pulled back in. Her husband got down. I told him, nah, like, I mean, like, go sit in the car.
There, you can wait, homie.
Yeah, so me and Mom started talking, and I told her, like, I don't want to fight with you. You know what I mean? Like, it is what it is, and our relationship is what it is. I told her, but like, I have some shit I gotta say to you. And she was like, go ahead, like, don't sugarcoat it, like, yell at me. I was like, no, like, I'm not yelling at you, like,
I'm not angry no more.
Yeah, like, I'm past that, you know what I mean, like, and like, for the first time, I gotta tell my mom that I forgave her, but I've told her I forgave her before, but it was never for X, Y, and Z, you know what I mean, like, it was never for the shit she did, or, you know what I mean, like, I named shit out, you know what I mean, like, so it made me feel better.
Yeah.
And like, she was like, I'm sorry too, and I was like, okay. I was like, but
how do I take that?
No, but I was like, but for what?
Yeah.
She's like, I'm just sorry. And I was like, all right, like, nah, I mean, cool, like,
I can accept it, but you can be a little more specific.
But in my mind, it was like, yeah,
bogus
yeah,
shit.
Exactly. You know what I mean? So I was like, all right, cool. But I
shit.
knew where we stood, and it kind of just escalated, from there. Like, we're not gonna get into details. And I was actually wearing this shirt. And, on the back, it has a big loyalty over love, And she was like, and that bullshit right there, you know what I mean? She was like, there is no love without loyalty. And I told her, exactly, like you just proved my point. Like, I will always love you, but I got to be loyal to me and loyal to those who are loyal to me.
True, very true. So
like,
she knew what love over loyalty meant, or loyalty over love meant. But she had it all backwards. She was thinking of it in a way that would benefit her.
Like you owe everybody, and I think this is how it happens. A lot of times we feel like we're owed that loyalty just because we come from the same blood, because we come from the same. But and
that's very true, because like on some real shit, my own blood I don't even talk to, man. I talk to maybe 2 or 3 of them, and as a kid growing up, that shit was preached to you, bled to you,
bro, for real,
spoon fed down your throat. That
family's everything.
Blood's thicker than water. Blood's thicker than everything.
I'll tell you, man, this was probably like 5 years ago, and everybody knows this saying. It was blood makes you related, but loyalty makes you family.
Oh yeah, I guarantee.
And I built that shit. Like, I built my family off of that shit. You know what I mean? So it was just.
Man, I've had Thanksgivings in my house, and you've been to those Thanksgivings. There ain't a single fucking blood relation in this whole fucking house.
Other than your mom's.
Yeah. Well, mom's always, man. She's a soul.
She's
a soul. She's everybody's mom.
Yeah.
But that's it. You know what I mean? There ain't no blood relation sitting at this table, man. But hands down, that was probably the best couple Thanksgivings we ever had. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
No drama, no bullshit. Didn't have to argue with people about
Good
some
times,
shit that happened
good people,
10 years
bro.
ago. It is what it is.
That's it, man.
And as you get older, the table shrinks a little bit. But hands down, like, I know if I needed some shit, hey, what's up? What you got? You know what I mean? You're going to look out. Same thing, like, me and just a few other people, man, they aren't pulling each other down. We all want to see each other succeed, and genuinely want to see each other succeed. Not the, hey, I'm going to tell you this because it's going to look good on social media, or I'm going to act this way and post this picture. Like, one of the biggest things that, like, irks me, bro, and it gets under my skin so much is, like, especially during the holiday time, everybody's like, oh, well, I bought this family Thanksgiving dinner or turkey. Nah. And then they go post the damn shit. Nah. I'm like, I don't get that. I don't get one bit, like, are you trying to do it for likes? You trying to do it to show how generous you are? Because if you're really doing some shit, man, you ain't posting it.
That's shit. I do a lot, you know what I mean? Like, I don't give out money, but I'll buy food, you know what I mean? Like, I'll have people out, you know what I mean?
And that's a big thing, man. We do a lot. And
I don't post that shit, though.
Yeah, nobody needs to see all that nonsense, you know what I mean? Just for a like or whatever the case may be. I just think that, like, if you're genuinely doing something, you genuinely want someone to succeed, I'm going to hit you up on the low and be like, yo, this is what it is, man.
Yeah.
I'm proud of you. You're doing good. You're striving. You're out there grinding and making it. You know what I mean? That's what it is. And for you owning your own business and you're learning that now, the first fucking year is hard, man. The second year's a bitch. I'm gonna tell you, the second year.
The sophomore slump?
No, it's because you think you know everything. You're like, all right, I passed my first year. I got this now. And the third year, it gets a little smoother. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm in year 8 right now.
it took me a long time on paper. I'm on year 8. It took me a long time to realize that there's not an easy year. That every year you gotta strive to be better.
Grind.
You have to outdo yourself what you did last year. You know what I mean? And it's a big thing, man. And people tell me now, they're like, "Well, you're not in the street no more. You don't even go cruising. You don't go nothing." And I was like, "I hit the cruises, man. I'll go check them out." And like this Martinez Sound cruise, Burning cruise, I was there. But when the sun goes down, my happy ass is going home. There ain't nothing good that goes down after the sun comes out.
I got my family.
I learned that shit a long time ago. There ain't nothing good that goes down after the sun goes down. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I can agree with that. That's all the other shit. A lot of my friends now, hey, we're going to the bar, we're going to this. And like for me, like I'm like, all right, cool. Like
doing that shit when I was 18, I'm trying to go home and take a nap.
Yeah, for real. Like, you know what I mean? Like that's why I think I partied so much from 18 to 21. Like when I turned 21, it wasn't even a big deal. It was like, you know what I mean? Like I lived that life. You know,
I'll
like,
never forget one time. It was me and a couple of homies, and I don't even think you were there because you're a little younger than us at that time. Well, we were downtown. We were getting a line, getting ready to go in the library. I see my cousin. She rats me out, bro, right in front of the bouncer. She tells me, she's like, "You're not even 21.
No.
What are you doing down here?" I was like, "Oh, shit, my fake ID, man." I was Juanito Chavez.
Juanito Chavez?
Yeah, Juanito Chavez. I rocked that shit for years. I remember going to, once I turned 21, I went to the gas station to get some beer. And I gave him my real ID, all happy now. And the clerk tells me, "Oh, it's about time you turned 21. Like, you ain't fooling nobody." I was like, "Hey, you've been talking to me for years already, so it's cool."
It's time you find out my government name.
Yeah, I'll never forget that shit. That shit was hilarious. Yeah. I didn't even know how to take that one. My homie told me, he's like, "Yeah, about time you get your real ID." I was like, "Yeah, shit."
Yeah, shit happens. Time flies by. I think, shit, what's like a short-term goal you have for yourself? Like
Short-term
one
goals?
to like 3 months.
1 to 3 months. I want to wrap up all the odds and end projects we got in the shop. I had a big build going back to El Paso. I want it done here real soon. I have another big one, substantial one that's going back to Arizona. I want it done. Just kind of wrap up these odds and ends. Within those 3 months, this last quarter of the year, I want to be able to set my goals, set my locations, and a few events that I'm going to throw. You know what I mean? I want to wrap up this nonprofit thing that we have going on here. I also want to figure customer appreciations, shows, stuff that we're going to have inside the shop for the beginning of next year.
Mm-hmm.
And all this is coming within the play with saying that COVID's going to be done in July, whatever. But short-term wise, I just want to catch up, man. Like, catch up a couple projects I got going on here. Make sure my employees are fed, they're happy, they're comfortable. That's really it, man. I can't really give you too much. I have a very, very big project coming in. I'll let you catch some pictures of before you leave. It's a New Mexico themed bike. I've been working on this bike for a little bit, almost a year.
Which bike you're talking about. Yeah.
So it's supposed to be Ben's come out bike. We're gonna drop it for Lowrider 2021 this year, and see what's up with it. We're just about finishing up all the artwork on it, all the airbrush work, and mind you, this is a complete bike from head to toe, all in graphics, handy painted. It's gonna be just immaculate all the way around. But the thing with this bike is we took a lot of time on this bike, a lot of reminiscing, and I had a lot of breaks on it, and just time to think. We tied a lot of pieces into this bike that are so subtle that you won't know they're there unless you're from the hood, unless you know what you're looking for.
Yeah.
For say, like, I'll even throw one out there, man, on the girl's hat. She has a little Rio Grande Raven in there, you know what I mean? Like, that little stuff that hits home. Street addresses, the numbers inside the address, parts of Albuquerque. There's a lot of
street signs.
Yeah, when this bike hits, you need to take a fine-tooth comb to it to actually find all the detail. Like I say, there's probably 1,000 hours of airbrush time on this bike. Like, it's ridiculous. Covered from head to toe. All based on New Mexico, all the way around. So it's a cool bike.
That's dope. Long-term goal?
Long-term goal?
Kind of gave me a little bit of something, but 6 to 12 months.
6 to 12 months.
like I said, I want to knock this nonprofit stuff out the water. I want to be able to give back to the community a little bit more. I want to be able to do scholarships, man. I want to be able to send some kids to school that want to be there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Not kids that, hey, man, I'm going because that's what I need to do now, or I'm supposed to do.
Kids that's where they need to go.
They want to be. They want to be in school. They want to do something genuine. They want to make something out of themselves. I also, I'm going to do an internship. So beginning of next year, I want to drop a little internship where you're probably looking anywhere from 18 to 23 years of age. It'll be a 2-year internship. Well, a year to 2 years. We'll figure out how it goes. That you're just gonna come in. I'm gonna teach you how to paint, how to do body work, how to do mechanical work. Pretty much set you up in a where you can do a career. You know what I mean? You want to take this game seriously, you're gonna want to do a career. And make something of yourself, make a name. And like I said, I don't mind if you leave me in the 2 years and you want to go do it yourself and open up your own shop. Yeah, man, there's enough out there for everybody to eat. You know what I mean? There is. But I want to do something like that just to keep our estilo and our culture and our
culture going, man.
Yeah, and just our hobbies, man, how we're going.
Last but not least, was No Love Lost me to you?
Man, I don't know. I don't even like those guys. Nah, honestly, No Love Lost, that's some rough shit right there. That's a hard one to choke. Just because when I hear No Love Lost, I'm like, I'm gonna cut you up, I'm gonna beat you up, and I'm really not gonna have too much love for it. Like, man, that's hard. Like I think it comes down to whoever's rolling with you, you're rolling.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like no love lost. Like, you either rolling with me or not, bro. Like, that's just it.
That's it. And if not,
there ain't no love lost, dog. You ain't gonna hurt me. You know what I mean? Like that's a big thing to it. And I hate to sound so rude and so gutter and throw it out there so local, but that's what it is, man. If you're rolling, you're rolling. If you're not, cool. No love lost. It's not gonna hurt my feelings. I ain't gonna lose no sleep at night.
Facts.
You know what I mean? It is what it is. We're gonna be cool. We'll be cordial in public, but I know where you stand. And best believe, once you hit that point with me, and you know, just like anybody else, once you hit that point, dog, there ain't no chair at that table for you no more.
Nah, ain't no coming back. You have any closing statements? Anything?
It was a pleasure doing this. Very honored to do this. Like I said, I've been trying to do this for some time now.
I'm honored to have you on here, man.
So I think that hopefully somewhere we can do this shit again. We'll sit down, see what's up. But it's been fun, man. Like, I think that I'm super proud of you. I'm super proud of where you come. You had to jump, you know what I mean? Take that little leap of faith.
Yeah.
And it took you a little longer than I expected it was going to take you, but you did it. You know what I mean? You did it.
It took me longer, too.
For 9 months and being where you're at, when you first came to me and you told me, hey, man, I'm going to do podcasts and I'm going to make shirts, I told you you're fucking straight up crazy. I was like, what the fuck is a podcast? I didn't even know what a podcast was. I knew my wife listened to them and shit, but I really didn't know what it was. You know what I mean? I knew you were going to make some shirts. I had all the equipment. I told you, man, do your thing. I want to see you succeed. And you're getting there. You know what I mean? Like, I tell you, every day when you get up in the morning, homie, and your feet hit the floor, balls to the wall till those fuckers come off. But I think you're doing something great. I think you have a great following base and a great stand. And the most important thing is your whole brand is built off shit you've gone through.
That's it.
You know what I mean? That shit is true to you, and that's what matters the most.
Well, shit, I appreciate it. Again, I mean, thank you. I mean, shit, I don't even got to tell you, but, you know, you're like big bro to me. You know what I mean? Like, just...
Yeah, sometimes. It's cool, man. It's cool. I know what's up.
But, you know what I mean? Like, you've been a big influence as well, so I definitely appreciate you. I appreciate those good talks, the not so good talks, the hey, what the fuck you doing?
Hey,
you
but
know?
real people.
Nah, but I need that though. You know,
real
what I mean?
people will tell you real
Yeah.
shit. You know what I mean? Like, that's the biggest thing is, like, I got homies that tell me to this day. He's like, hey, homie, you fucking up. Like, tighten up.
Yeah.
With those simple words right there, tighten up. Figure out where the fuck you're at.
You kind of
That shit sets
take a
you
step
back.
back. You're like, whoa, okay.
Let me reevaluate some shit.
Right. Well, shit.
It's been a pleasure.
It's been a pleasure as well. Thank you guys for tuning in. No Love Lost TV. I appreciate you guys again. Make sure you guys go follow Mike and Raza Inc. I'll tag all the links below. And make sure you subscribe, like, comment, all that stuff. Let us know what you guys want to see from us, what we could do better. And we're out.